So Midna and I set out on this trip to show her some of the world. We stopped in this area here because it was just such a wide open expanse showing the mountain ranges and some of the volcanic activity that the Northwest is known for. As you reach out to Newberry, pretty quickly you'll kind of second look every single bump in the ground after not long. That's a great example on your screen right there. Midna, she was rescued from a breeding farm, kept in a cage for many, many, many years. And she was in terrible shape when we got her, organs shutting down. She could hardly walk, coughing, really bad shape. So we set about getting her healthy again. And I promised her that if she got healthy and worked with us to get healthy again, that I would show her some of the world. Now, granted, I can't show her the whole world, but to her, anything outside of a cage is the world. And so we set out for Newberry Volcano. And along the way, we decided to make some stops. And I really think that by the end of this trip, she was not only very tired, she had a wonderful time. So join me on our trip to Newberry Volcano. Okay, well, we made it to some visitor center over here, and my ultimate destination, for at least to get in the general area, was going to be to the Polina Lake Lodge. And so I saw this on the way and thought we'd check this out. So Midna's doing her sniffing. She's checking out this type of smells instead of the forest. So this here says we're at a place called Lava Butte. So we'll check that out. If I can find it, we'll see. Give you an idea what the place looks like. This is kind of what I'm seeing out here. Got a big old parking lot out here and a visitor center. I don't know if I can bring Midna in there or not, but we're just kind of checking the digs out since we're in the area, so we'll check back. So when we got to the visitor center, which is where I had my GPS set, we quickly realized that they were closed, as would turn out to be other things, but much of it was still open to the public. But what we did find was a place here called Lava Butte. Turns out you can actually drive up there, which was pretty nice because it's a bit of a walk, we'll say, if you're going to do that. So I got a little mash up here, the drive up there. It's certainly not the whole drive, but it's a bit of a drive up there. Coming around the bend, you'll see Lava Butte out there. And that is what you'll end up driving up. And the road is pretty darn good. I mean, you can tell it's nice. But it's a beautiful ride. Going up there, you can see a lot of the lava flows, things like that. And Midna was just glued to the windshield looking at everything she could see. I should also make a note that this is if I remember right, I think it's like an 8% grade. So if you're going to drive up there, remember what goes up must come down. And since it's a progressive grade all the way up and down, do make sure that your brakes are in order when you go up there because you're going to need them coming down. The higher you go, the view gets more spectacular. This particular day, there was a controlled burn going on, so you can see the haze out there and some more stuff further into this video. It's just from the controlled burn. But the drive up here is staggering. The views are amazing. Once you get up there, you're going to see all these little placards like this at the top and around that trail. Do take the time to stop and read them. Some of them are pretty full of interesting information, pretty cool stuff. So do stop and have a look. Ended up driving. It turns out you don't have to walk the whole thing. You can actually drive all the way up here. Now, the reason it's so hazy is there's a huge fire off this direction, I believe, and it's blowing over. But that's okay because I've still got a wonderful view of a lot of stuff. And the thing about it is, if I showed everything, then there wouldn't be any reason for you to come up here. So I'm okay with that. And we got Midna. She's doing really good. She's doing good in the car ride. She's getting better at loading and unloading and stuff like that. And she's doing good. She's having a real good time. Now, in this parking, when you get to the top up here, up top, is the fire lookout, which I'm sure they're observing that rather large fire. Okay, so this down over here is a Lava Butte Trail, quarter-mile loop trail. I don't plan on taking that today. And I don't know if you'll be able to make it out or not, but through those trees right over there, that is all lava. It's a massive lava field. So, as I understand it, the Newberry Volcano caldera from the original explosion, I think rim to rim is like 20 miles or something crazy, 10, 20 miles. It's insane. So when you look it up on the map, you'll notice where Paulina Lake and East Lake is. Those two lakes are split by another one right in the middle. But that one you see on like Google Earth or something is basically dead center of the original volcano, so of the big one. So you really got to pan out to see that. So I think what we'll do, we'll go ahead and head on up there and have a look-see from up there. It's still going to be smoky, but we're going to look anyway. Okay, so we came from down there and we're heading up. It says the elevation is 5,020 feet. Not too bad. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Yeah, it's pretty smoky up here. So I take it that must be the center of this particular cinder cone. That must be what that is. That's pretty cool. Well, heck, it's just a trail around. Let's do this. I think this little trail that I just saw, Lava Butte Trail, caution loose cinders. Yeah, it's just a, here, I'll show you this. It's just a trail that goes around this little center of the caldera, back to the parking lot. So we're gonna do that. Why not? We'll do that, and I'm gonna pack the camera up a little bit because Midna saw a chipmunk and lost her gourd, of course. So I think we'll walk this little trail. I don't want to worry about dropping my camera, and we'll catch back to you a little bit. Okay, so from here, you can see down below me, I mean, of course, there's gonna be lava fields everywhere around here. But you can see that black down there, this side of the highway. And like I said, it's really smoky. Otherwise, the view from up here would be absolutely breathtaking. You could see mountains everywhere in all directions. But yeah, that's just part of the lava flow down there. Pretty cool looking spot. And it says here, the Newberry Volcano is a large shield-shaped composite volcano that dominates the skyline to the southeast.
As Oregon's largest volcano, it has vents extending 40 miles north and south and 25 miles east to west. That's big. Its lava flows reach as far as 75 miles. Newberry Volcano and its apron of lava flows cover almost 1,200 square miles, which is the size of the state of Rhode Island. Man, that's nuts. You can see in this right in here, this is all the lava flow area from all this. And the caldera's about this big. Newberry is made of a variety of lava rocks. They range from basalt to rhyolite in composition and range from 1,300 to 400,000 years old in age. At the summit of the volcano is Newberry Caldera, which covers 17 square miles. There it is. That's what I was talking about earlier. This collapsed volcanic depression holds a surprise for all who venture there. 2 lakes, known as Paulina Lake and East Lake, that are a paradise for fishing, boating, and exploring. So we're going to continue the quarter-mile walk around this caldera rim of this cinder cone. I don't know if it'd be a cinder cone. Yeah, this might be a volcano. I don't know. Either way, we're going to continue our walk around that. Midna's doing really good. Of course, as soon as I say that, she's going to see a chipmunk and lose her mind. All right, come on, girl. What you sniffing? Yeah, let's go. Okay, so this area, if you look down there in the valley, that's all lava flows for like literally as far as you can see beyond the smoke. But if you look down there, you'll see some trails possibly. And the one we're on right now is called Lava Butte. It's one of many cinder cones that erupted about 7,000 years ago from a northwest ending fissure crack system known as the Northwest Rift Zone. That's this whole series that left out of here. The fissures extend nearly 17 miles from East Lake and Newberry Caldera to the northwest of Lava Butte. These fissures have created a zone of weaknesses where molten rock, or magma, surfaced in several eruptive episodes. When you look across the landscape from here, notice the dark colored barren areas between Lava Butte and the rim of Newberry Volcano. These are the Northwest Rift Zone lava flows. So somewhere out there, and I'm not able to identify it because of the smoke, is going to be the one edge or one rim way out there of the Newberry Volcano, the original eruption. And like I said, it's 17 miles across, so don't hold your breath on seeing both sides at once. So one thing we just drove by that I'd considered stopping at, but I'm a little worried about Midna's feet, is the lava cast forest. What that is, it's where there were a bunch of trees when these volcanoes erupted, and basically it's the kind of where the trees stood. The lava made a cast around them as the tree either burned up or just eroded over time, and it's like a tube. You know, imagine putting a tree in the ground and filling all around it with lava or something, plaster or whatever. And that's kind of what's there. As I understand it, there's a trail runs all through the area, and I've seen some videos on it. You can look that up on other channels, I'm sure. And basically what it is, there's a trail that runs around, and you're able to see all these casts of these trees that were once there. It's kind of cool. There's, you know, I know I'm not going to be able to capture everything within the Newberry Volcano general area. There's so much here in this general region, from the very top, you know, in the northwestern part of the flow, clear to the southeastern part of the flow. There's a lot to see. I mean, I don't know how long it would take you to actually ingest everything at a quality level. So this particular run for me is to kind of check the place out, get somewhat familiar with the region, and see what I want to see. And I also, of course, want to get Midna out on her big adventure. And she is really having a good time. But boy, she's got a thing with chipmunks. So in her case, leash is necessary. So anyway, right now we're heading off to Paulina Lake near the lodge area, and finally get my eyes on that. And I'm kind of interested in knowing for Paulina Lake and East Lake, assuming I can get to East Lake one way or another, I'd like to know water clarity, because if it's got good water clarity, then at another date I could come back with the ROV and see what's down there, because it is in the middle of a volcano, and another one came up in the middle and split the lake in half. So I don't know what's down there. Maybe nobody does. That's kind of the advantage of having the ROV, if the water clarity is good enough. So anyway, on to Paulina Lake. Catch you back in a bit.
So we stopped in. This is our first look at Paulina Lake, and this is one of the campsites. The lodge, turns out it's off to the left over there, and of course it was closed, but this was one of a couple of campsites we checked out, the first one being here, and ultimately we ended up kind of traveling on down the road and found another one. Had a bunch of down trees in the road and stuff like that, but no problems, drive over and around them. So driving down the road, I see this road right here, and I decide that this must be the road to drive up to go to Paulina Peak. So thought, oh, that'd be really cool. Well, I got about here and saw the road blockage and thought, well, there's another one. But that's okay. That's an adventure for another day. So across the street from that entrance was the entrance to another campground, which is ultimately the one that we decided to stay at. And it worked out pretty good. Okay, well, we decided to, Midna's getting a little bit tired. You could see it, you could kind of see it in her face. A lot of walking today. She's having a good time for sure, but you could see it in her face. She's getting a little bit tired. So decided to go ahead, since we're here at the lake, and normally I'll do some dispersed camping, but in this particular case, this whole campground right by Paulina Lake is open, and right now, for some reason, it's free. I guess because it's still early in the season, maybe? Not sure. I do notice that the Paulina Peak is closed. The dumpsters here are laid on their sides. The signs are covered, so they probably haven't gotten everything fully open. And I also noticed the water spigots here
are in the upright, so they're turned on, but there's no water coming out. So I don't think they've fully fired this place up yet. That's probably why it's free. Anywho, so I think what I'll do is go ahead and get stuff set up, because we're gonna camp here tonight. Looks like this is gonna be as good a spot as any, since we don't really have a spot we know we're gonna go. We're kind of winging it. Let's see if Midna wants a little bit of water. Midna, you want some water? You want some water? You want some water? That's a good girl. And like I say, once she drinks water, you just tip the bottle back up like this, and the water that was in the cup drains back in, and then most all of it drains back in. Then you just push this little button right here, shuts that valve, dump out the little bit left, pull it back around, and you're off and running. You can also flip that out and use it as a feed bowl, which is exactly what I'll be doing. Should not get much easier than that, eh? Had a really messed up little thing on the way up here to the lake. Dump truck or something drove by me, kicked up a rock and cracked my windshield on a Subaru with eyesight. I can't tell you how thrilled I am about that. I'm completely elated. Luckily it's in the center and down low, so it's not blocking my vision, but I'm not too happy about that, but there's nothing I can do about it other than whine, piss, and moan about it. For those who missed my video on that, that's the iCamper stair steps. June 2nd, and Paulina Lake Campground is not open yet, so use that as your reference. You might want to check and see when it's all open so you can get up to Paulina Peak. I'm really glad I went to that lava butte thing, because man, I almost didn't, and now I'm really glad I did. Because I was my plan was to go to Paulina Peak, and that was kind of my big one I wanted to hit, as far as getting up to summit something, you know. I really wanted to hit that one, but as it turned out, that's not happening because the gate's closed, and that's okay because that's not really breaking my heart, mainly because I was able to get to that butte thing, so that worked out pretty cool actually. I'm really glad we stopped there for that. Good to go. All right, that's all set up, Midna. All right, so I think we're gonna horse around a little bit here, and just kind of relax for a bit. that hill over there looks like the one that probably divides the lakes, maybe. Could be down that way further. The water looks pretty clear here. Looks like it's really shallow out there till it turns like a darker turquoise. So this lake has got to be fed solely by snow melt because obviously it's in the middle of a caldera. So my guess is that that's kind of it. What do you think, Midna? What you think, Midna? What do you think, Midna? Yeah? But it does look like, at least here on this level, I mean, the water does look pretty clear out here. Turn it around. So you can see out there pretty good. Come over here. So you could launch a kayak from here for sure. Not a problem. Looks plenty easy on the sides or up the middle or right there too on that ramp there. Both of them look pretty good. So the 103 paddle would do pretty good here, I think. From what I'm seeing at this point, it looks ROV doable. And that's kind of encouraging. Here's Polina Lake where we're at. There's East Lake. And it looks like I was right. That ridge way over there and around behind these trees right here would be this, okay? And I am located right here. We checked this, we checked this one out first, and now I'm here. From the center here, you can see the dip in the caldera. That was a lava flow came here, and there's another center cone right here, and it flowed out as well. So, yeah, it looks like this poured out and went into both lakes in here. But these two are the ones that raised from the main caldera. I mean, there's a huge caldera way out and around this map that you're looking at, and this is in the center of a giant caldera, and these two split this lake up at some point. Get some burritos here. Sit down. Sit down. Doritos. You like Cool Ranch? You like Cool Ranch? Huh? Hey. You like Cool Ranch? You're so gentle. You're so gentle. Yeah, just good. Good girl. Okay, so for dinner tonight, fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. Some kind of stuff with noodles in it. Look, man, I got this. You sound just like my wife. He sounds like my wife when I start talking about cooking. Oh no! I'm not gonna die. You can't screw this up, right? You know, I gotta tell you something about this dog. This dog, she watches TV, and like, I know a lot of dogs watch TV, but this one, when a commercial comes on, will turn around, stop watching TV, turn around, sometimes walk over to you and look you in the face like, dude, what is this? Get back to the show. Yeah, what time we got here? It's about 10 after 6. So I thought, okay, we better get something to eat. Yeah. Just fed her some actual dog food. She didn't just fill up on Doritos. Gave her some dog food. She got a nice drink of water, and she liked that. Midna. Midna. Here's your good puppy. She honks a lot. I don't know why, but she honks a lot. A honk. A honk. Is that a Midna thing? She's a good puppy. You having fun? You having fun, Midna? Yeah, it's funny because, you know, she's never smelled a pine cone. She's never smelled a pine tree, sap, leaves, all these things that are out here she's never been exposed to. So her nose is working overtime. And, you know, she's just going for it all the time. And that's what she needs to do, you know? That's exactly what she needs to be doing up here. And I'm at the southwest corner, basically, of Polina Lake. She's trying to get at the food. Get down, goof. I'm at about the southwest corner of Polina Lake, and this is a pretty big campground here. Obviously, this is a pretty popular lake. If you haven't been here, you should probably check it out. What are you doing? Get down there. She's actually trying to slip her collar. She figured out how to do it. Ah, this dog. She's too damn smart. I don't know if she could slip it or not. Well, this one can figure anything out. Anyway, Polina Lake, pretty popular place. I've heard about it for years. And I think that, you know, if it's one you thought about going to, it certainly looks pretty nice. What's interesting though is I don't hear anybody talking about East Lake much. It's further out. It's on the other side of the volcano. Because, you know, it was like one lake, another volcano came up, split it into two. I'm expecting it to have water like this one. I mean, they're both snow melt filled. They're obviously not, there's no way water can get into them, at least that I can see or figure out. But tomorrow we're going to be checking out East Lake. But I think first we're going to get something to eat. Well, we got to East Lake this morning, and then on the way back, we did some filming out there. Got some beautiful aerial shots of East Lake. Found the hot springs. Boy, those are stinky. And so we checked that out, and we're still pretty close to East Lake. But I stopped over here at a little falls thing. I can hear them, but I don't know where they are. Hang on, untangle the dog. I hear them though. I'm getting close. I'm trying to kind of weed myself through here. Well, it says there's an upper viewpoint up here, so let's check that out. What do you think? What do you think, Midna? What do you think, Midna? What do you think, Midna? Yeah, this looks good. Oh yeah, okay. We're gonna be able to make it. Cool. Let's check out the falls, Midna. Okay, this is Polina Falls, the upper viewpoint. Wow, that goes down there. There's two of them actually. One over here on the side. And that one there. So that's the upper viewpoint. It says that there's a lower one, so we might try to find that one. See what it looks like from way down there. They say that the sign back there said, "Will Polina Falls wear itself out?" because apparently it's pretty destructive on itself. But they speculate long-term no, because it apparently it erupts about every 1,000 years. You know, and that's I didn't check to see when the last time was that it blew. So it'll be fine, they said. Okay, we were able to make it down to the lower end, a lot of switchbacks. The trail coming down here, it needs a lot of repair. There's a lot of fallen trees from this last year. I can show you that. So the trail all up through here, clear to the top, if you can see the daylight up there, goes all the way around and does a lot of switchbacks. And there's a lot of trees that are down across, so you kind of got to climb over them and underneath them and so on. And you know, right here on the bridge, there's one laying on the bridge, whatever, but I'm sure that'll all get cleaned up. But anyway, as to the falls, down here, they're pretty impressive. So let's check this out. Beautiful, beautiful little pond, you know, runoff. Beautiful. Little viewpoint out here in between East and Polina Lake. You can see the sisters over there, Broken Top, Middle Sister, and I don't know, left sister, I guess. And you can see all kinds of volcanic forms out here, right between those two trees right there, way out there. I mean, they're just everywhere. Every bump you see out here is a cinder cone volcano of the sort. Just as far as you can see. Today the smoke from that fire yesterday is not as bad. So it's pretty beautiful. Well, okay, so Midna and I checked out Newberry Volcano surrounding area, and we pretty much hit everything that we had access to, given this time of the year. A lot of stuff still closed. So on the way back, I thought, oh, it'd be kind of cool to, because it's not much of a detour really. So I thought I'd swing her by Clear Lake and let her check that place out, and maybe we'll walk the trail there and see what's going on. Figured she might enjoy that a little bit. All in all, I would say Newberry Volcano is impressive. There is a lot to see and do there. Probably around, June or something like that, later this month in May or June, when they get everything fired up and opened, all the campsites, so that the facilities are open, and the rest of the trails are open, the gates are open, like to Paulina Peak, places like that were closed. I don't know if the Great Obsidian Flow was open or not. It's possible it was down lower, and same thing with the lava cast fields. But I didn't want to take Midna to those places anyway, because I didn't want to risk her feet on the lava. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and head up here to Clear Lake. It's not that far. I think from Newberry Volcano, I think it's probably, an hour and 45 minutes, but you got to go, for me, I got to go north anyway, so it's kind of a dog leg over, no big deal. So we'll see you when we get there. All right, Midna. Clear Lake. Look at that. You can't get any cleaner water than this, huh? I thought on the way back, she's got to see my favorite spot in the world. It's incredible. Well, it was. I think she's going to drink the whole lake. Good girl. All right. So she's definitely tired. So we're not going to do too long of a walk. But here at the lake, Clear Lake, I really wanted her to experience this. The views of this place from this trail are just staggering. It's such a beautiful place. And there down in the water, if you can make it out, there's three. I can see three. One of them is very hard to see in the middle. There's three of the ancient forests, three of the trees. Kind of a cool view of them from here. It's pretty neat. This north end of the lake trail, it's absolutely gorgeous. It circles. I did a video on the north hike, so if you want to see more about that, I did a whole video on the north end of the lake hike, and it circles around through the woods, through the old growth. You'll see all kinds of old growth on this side, because this side was not affected by the lava flows, as you can see here. So that's a pretty good sized tree. That was a big boy. So this side was not affected by the lava. It stopped on the other side over there. And so what you'll find, what's interesting about this hike, both sides actually, doesn't matter which way you go, north or south. What's interesting about this is that you'll see the old growth, old forest floor and stuff like that over here. And on the other side, what you'll find is totally different forest floor on much of it. You know, where you hit the spots the flows hit, totally different type of dirt and stuff. And the trees, of course, the trees are different too. Like, for example, you look at these old growth trees here, you know, and they're all straight. You know, their trunks and everything looks normal. Whereas on the other side of the lake, the oldest trees, which would have been some of the first ones to actually take root after the lava flow, the oldest trees you'll find, now I don't know how long it took for anything to be able to grow over there, but I don't have the ability to do a core sample on some of the ancient trees that are up on the lava, but their bark and their trunks are twisted. I've said in a couple of my other videos, the reason for that is because instead of multiple roots like you would see in a normal tree, a lava field type of tree has one singular root, and what the tree does to adapt to that is it rotates its trunk. You know, like this tree right here, you know, this is it's a big boy. And so what the tree does is it rotates its trunk to provide nutrients to all the branches. And a lot of those trees, most all of those trees that are twisted, most of them have all passed on and fallen, or, you know, or dead by now, because I think what happens is they reach a certain height or circumference, depending on, you know, how much soil they've got to work with and what they can do. And of course the tree wants to keep growing, and if there's not enough water or nutrients in what little soil is there, the tree just dies. And this goes on. The tree decays and creates more soil and stuff like that, till eventually you end up with soil that can support more and more plant life. And that's how a lava field is basically reborn. But it takes a long time after a lava field, an immense amount of time. But so on this hike, what you'll see is on this side of the lake, you'll see the old growth forest that was untouched. On the other side, all of a sudden, it'll just, in patches, it'll also just jump into where the lava rivers came in, and then ultimately full-on lava flows. So I don't know how far we're going to go. There is a bridge down here. We might go that far. We'll see. Nice brand new bridge. Man, they really did a number on that. I don't know how old the last one was that was here, but somebody put a lot of work into this one. Did a fine job on it. So hats off. And it's pretty new. I mean, it's really new. Because I was just here this last fall and did the North Hike Trail. Or North Trail hike I did. And oh, look at that little waterfall up there, so I can get into that. Yeah, and this bridge was out then, so I had to kind of step across all the rocks down below. I don't know, Midna. You want to try to do the ancient spring? How you feeling? I'm here to tell you, this dog slept for 10 hours last night. When she went out, we were going to do like a little close out of the day video, and I don't know that I could have done it because her snoring was so loud. I did get a picture, I think, of hers sacked out, so anyway. We'll just keep on heading down the little trail here. And remember, Midna, we got to walk all the way back, okay? Making up for lost time. I can't say I blame you. What a beautiful little spot this is. So we're basically passing into, we're still in an area that was not affected by the lava. So this tree coming up here is not the best example of one of the trees with a single taproot, but it does show you the what I'm talking about. You can see the cracks in the tree, how the whole tree is spiraled. So this gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. And this one would have been quite a bit later than most of the ones you'll find out here as you get on the lava fields better, because obviously this one's dead. But that gives you an idea of what I'm talking about when I say that they kind of twist themselves. We're just now getting out of the old growth and entering into the stuff that's grown since this flow came through here. And you can see this little raised area right in here that this log is laying on. All that is an actual lava flow. You can kind of see the bumps, and those aren't rocks underneath there. They're just, well, they're lava rocks, big lava rocks. And they pretty much go all the way up and then down into the lake on this side. Midna got herself a nice drink of the cleanest water I think the planet has to offer. So here's one of the little outlets at the ancient spring, just comes right out of the rock. And you can see right over here, another one. And another one. And it all just comes out of this lava flow right here. It goes up. There's a few others in here, but that's the gist of it. It's absolutely stunning. Worth the hike. Well, we made it to the ancient spring, and now we're heading back, sniffing every rock along the way. One thing I can tell you is this old girl has made the most of it. And boy, she is tired. She's definitely tired. So we got a bit of a hike to get back to the car. I don't know how far, but it's going to take about, I don't know, probably by this point, an hour and 20 minutes maybe. Hopefully I don't end up having to carry her because she's tuckered out. But she did get to drink from the ancient spring. And that was gold right there. Well, Newberry Volcano and Clear Lake for Midna's big adventure. Saw a lot of neat things at Newberry Volcano. Man, there's so much to see there. It's definitely one of those places that would require multiple visits to really in-depth look at everything. But again, this trip for me, don't knock that over, please. This trip for me was scouting Newberry Volcano, even though a lot of it was closed, but I got to kind of lay the land out there, and that's pretty important to scout with. And I think the water might be good enough for an ROV, so maybe sometime in the future I'll take an ROV out there and a kayak and see what we can find. Midna here, she's tired. She's had a long run. It's her first time out in nature, and it's wearing her down. So today's, we headed out yesterday morning and made it to Newberry. We did a lot of stuff yesterday. We got up at about 5 o'clock this morning, packed up tent, and then headed over to East Lake and got some stuff done there. Messed around, saw some viewpoints in the general area, and did some more walkabouts. We went to Paulina Falls, top and bottom, and that was really cool. Definitely enjoyed that. I didn't know that I'd be able to get to that one, but so I was really happy that I could, because I did want to go to Paulina Peak, but it's closed, obviously for snow. Yeah, the falls were kind of a bonus. I thought, well, it'd be neat to see if I could get to it, and turned out we did. So that kind of made up for Paulina Peak. I think Midna has got her nose full of about every smell she could find, and that's really a good thing. That's kind of what this is about. I wanted her to see the world a little bit, see the nature, kind of see where she's from. you know, and she's an old girl. She's handled like a trooper. She's definitely tired. But I think everything she's been through, I think it was really important that she got to see some of this stuff. So we got to see some high desert. We got to see some volcano stuff. And she got to see, you know, waterfalls. She got to see old growth timber forests, old timberlands. She got to see lava flows here at Clear Lake. She got to see Clear Lake and drink from the ancient spring. A lot of things along the way. But I think she's done. So I think we're going to go ahead and hike on back to the car. And instead of staying another day and finding somewhere else to go, I think we're going to head home. She's definitely showing signs of, hey, I'm good to go, but I'm tired. So with that being said, it was a successful trip. This is Dana and Midna at Amber Dog Productions. Thanks for watching. Experience nature. We'll see you on the next one. You good girl? Let's go home, baby. Okay.